It even looks how I wanted it to. Oh my God. Yeah, but what he's wearing is so slick, though. Look at him.
Oh, are we getting a shirtless? Thirst Trap's gonna be thirsting this week.
I'd like to put my clothes back on.
Ah,
Is that an invite?
that was absolutely an invite.
Reset you to factory settings.
Man, is that like that in the galaxy far, far away too? Just hold it down for 30
Right.
seconds.
All right, we just got the Acolyte episode number 6. It just finished. That ending, very solemn, very, very cold, but kind of slick. We got a lot of stuff that happened. I'm curious how you feel about it. You have likes or dislikes. Did you see it coming?
There's a part of me that did see it coming only because I've spent so long theory crafting about this show constantly that I've kind of exhausted all angles that I possibly could. There's some things I didn't see, but what I love about episodes that come straight after a climactic push into the plot, things are changed around, the motivations are shifted, and we are entering in the latter half or the back half of the show where the consequence is really, really
Yes.
like tenfold. Like this was a slower show or a slower episode.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, you made an excellent video about this earlier, but for me, like the big battle scenes are important because they are a catalyst for story. It is what happens when the characters with vastly opposing ideologies come to a head, and then the conclusion of that changes everything. It has to. And so we're left with the aftermath. Now I got what I wanted, what I was looking for, because when she woke up, I swear it looked exactly like where Sasuke woke up.
Oh, yeah.
We got a little bit more eye candy for the ladies. We got
For everyone.
Well, yeah, for everyone who's interested, for anyone who doesn't have a pulse, really. I mean, who am I kidding? Don't out me like that. Anyways, we got revelations in here as well. We found out that he used to be a Jedi, and that's why he knows some things. He says he was thrown away by the Jedi. He was thrown away by his master. Osha left on her own accord, but he's still alleging that she was thrown away. How do you think that fits? Well, how do you reconcile that?
Two options. Option one, it really did happen because, as good of a group the Jedi are, there are individuals that suck, right? So like the protocol for Jedi, as we learn in the Living Force, is you recruit a child and then you set that family up for comfort. But then as we learn in that book, someone didn't do that. And that kind of caused a ripple effect. So there's examples of Jedi not really being Jedi, even though they are Jedi. So it's possible that they were thrown away. Another option is that they're like Anakin, right? That no matter what they're taught, they twist it into something else, like Anakin with Mace Windu, where Mace is just being strict. Anakin thinks that Mace wants him to fail. At any point, there's resistance from his master. Qimir feels like he's failing, and his master doesn't want to see him succeed. I could see a situation where the master is like, I don't think that this was meant for you. I think that at some point he didn't pass, and the master was like, I don't think this is the life for you. Qimir saw that as being thrown away.
He absolutely believes it. I do think it's largely gaslighting as well. But yeah, there is still an argument to be had because Osha would be someone who left on her own volition because she felt like she failed. That's also part of it, like feeling like you are a failure and can never live up, so you're going to remove yourself from the equation. Be looked at as a way of them throwing you away because they didn't acquiesce or they didn't change things to accommodate, or just didn't validate her feelings on that. So it's interesting. He asked, why do you care about people that can only go so far? I mean, honestly, I think he's into her for sure. for one.
I mean,
Um,
I would have questions if you weren't, but I do.
that line, if you're not gonna join me, I'd like to put my clothes back on. You're like,
I
he had
do.
like 3 lines in there that were just like they were just smooth.
I do want to point to a recent interview that Leslie did talking about episode 5, where she said that this back half of the season would be a swapping of mentors. When we watched these episodes and we've broken them down, we've expressed it as a swapping of the sisters. But it's an interesting take to also kind of reiterate that it is a swapping of mentors, because what we're seeing with Qimir and Osha is that he's trying to manipulate her, gaslight her with his dark side, like twists and his lies.
And his pelvic sorcery.
And Osha is showing signs of resistance. I'm not as easily corruptible, but still some of it is reaching her. And on the flip side, Sol, Mae is also hesitant at first, because she's coming into this knowing that there is a lie, that there's more truth to it, but Sol is about to reveal what really happened, like the whole story. And so I can imagine in the next episode, when that happens, Mae kind of softening up and seeing like Sol's side of the story and being like, oh yeah, he's been keeping this, but it's because he wanted to protect like Osha. He didn't want to reveal that NSA is the one that killed everyone. Something like that. So I feel like on both sides, there's hesitance to come up on their side, but the changing of mentors is slowly turning the cogs in their brain to eventually come to blows in the final episode, where there's a duel, not of the fates, but of the
A duel of that.
not of the fates, but of Amanda's.
We also got the reveal of the lightsaber whip in the episode. It was pretty quick, blink and you miss it. But it was nice to have it. It was nice to see Renestra in her element. This is just setting up. We're really, really going with this mystery element. Hopefully, this has answered enough questions so that people can stop complaining and just wait for the next episode so you can get the answers. Because that's one of the things I consistently saw. It's like, well, what about this? They didn't think about that because and you're like, no. They did, just not in this moment. He even explained cortosis. That's a complaint I've been seeing. Like,
you get nauseous when you travel through hyperspace?
I don't get sick.
Ooh.
I find it unsettling.
But Master, I'm sure that these casualties are due to the planet's
If you know, you know.
environment. You
I
don't
need to handle this personally.
Say it.
Cortosis, handy against lightsabers, but also a sensory deprivation headpiece, like we used as younglings.
Oh.
It blocks out all your senses.
and I want to point out what you said, the anime-ification of media, because I swear to God, people wanted him to like to be an anime moment of, oh, counterattack, 2 counterattacks. I must reveal this. Ha ha! You were defeated by my cortosis. And like, you know, every anime, everyone explains all of their motivations and how all of their techniques work right after they use it. But yeah, we're getting everything we need answered. I'm still very, very in on the mystery. I still feel very confident in my assessment of Sol, that he knew immediately but was lying to himself and wanted to believe, and then May basically straight up tells him that as well in the episode, and that's what let him know. At what point do you think he knew that he knew?
There's one point when when you said that was when he was letting go. At the console, he smashed and then kind of exhaled. I thought maybe he had come to terms with it or come to realize it at that point. There's also a chance that he just knew from the beginning and was just kind of playing playing along with Mae to see if she would come forward herself. But then there's the stun moment with Basil behind Sol, where I think, well, maybe Basil came from like around the corner and was like, that's actually Mae.
Is that how he sounds?
No, that's
So-
how I sound when I'm sick. That's actually
Terribly
Mae.
sorry, sir. Terribly sorry. I do believe that is not your Padawan, and you should post haste retrieve them before they do any more damage. Yeah, I know.
I want to shout out Mog, seriously giving me Wreath Silas vibes.
I can see that.
Like he almost has the same kind of imagined hairstyle, and then he was like, "Well, let's see, explosion, you know, powerful attack, one versus many." This is like a stand-in for Wreath.
Yeah, it was like a little bit of Wreath, a little bit of Emery, a little bit of Theater Kid.
the studious Padawans. That
Yeah, exactly. No, I do like to see Vernestra in action as well. I'm curious what they're going to find though in this investigation. Do they honestly think Sol has turned? And what the hell happened in the past where people might think that is something that is on the table?
I think it's a possibility they could have gotten into Sol's head, right? And he was there, got into his head, and maybe through that the massacre happened. And then, like, I don't know what leads to this, but Anastasia is cut down in the process, and then Sol's released, and he's there. And then he sees Mae and Osha.
What if Anastasia reached into his mind to tell him save Osha?
Yeah, that could be also be a possibility. I also see it as just plain old kind of inference. You recognize someone's that powerful, and this happened, right? The information that they have right then and there available to them, they're like, it looks like his team died, and they don't have information on
No.
Qimir. They know that Mae has a master. They don't know what went down here.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it, you have what they know is different than what we know. And so all they know is that they went there to retrieve Mae. There's nothing that they've ever seen from Mae that suggests that she could do any of this, right? Now, they theorized that she had a master, right? But I don't think they know that she actively has a master, right? She's in her 20s now. She's doing her own thing. That they said that she was trained by a Jedi. I don't know that they believe that she actively has a master.
She depriving herself.
Just her in the Force.
Ooh. I like that ending. I like that a lot.
What they said was just such a logical conclusion. Now, obviously, Vernestra doesn't believe it, but you know the facts are the facts, and I really like that they added this in intentionally, so that people can understand exactly what the information the Jedi are currently working with is.
I appreciate that the show took time to slow down after that. I just wanted to get that out of the way.
What are we looking to happen, coming up? I mean, I think it's pretty clear that the next episode is going to be the flashback episode. We're going to live through Osha's actual memories, and we're going to hear the story from Sol's perspective. Are we finally going to get Kilnaka fighting?
I'm a shout out to Sawyerism. I'm actually on board with Sawyerism's outlook on that. The flashback's not going to happen until the final episode. I think next week we're going to get more of this living in these moments, seeing where Mae and Osha are going to be at when they finally meet, right? We're going to see Osha, hopefully not, but probably will start to inherit more of a dark side tendency because she landed on Kofar with like, we gotta kill her. And Mae landing on Kofar with hope. I gotta reunite with her. Signals a brighter future for Mae. Osha with Qimir signals a darker future. And so to set that up for the final episode, to have the complete flashback of what actually happened, covered by the cloche that is the final duel. I think the flashback happens in the final episode, and then Mae and Osha finally come together.
Okay, so like a battle at the Valley of the End type situation, with hopefully with less flashbacks, because that was insane.
That's what I'm saying. Like the whole flashback at the beginning, like front load it with the flashback, and then like at the very end, they're just like looking at each other. It's like, you know, the whole story. He's like, I don't care. I was thrown away. You know, just spitting Chimir's facts.
I mean, we definitely. I'm gonna be frank. I will be upset if Sol doesn't tell her something in the next episode. I will actually be mad if you're constantly like, I'll tell you
Next time.
after this.
No,
I'll
that's
tell
what I'm
you,
saying. That's what I'm saying. Next
not in
episode.
this one.
Next episode, he tells her, like, we get those moments, and then flashback on 8. So that
Okay, so we tell her and then we actually see it. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. They keep teasing this mystery, right? No, now almost every other time they tease a mystery and then we get it solved, but that mystery leads to another one. This one is one that's been brewing and they've been teasing us quite a bit. So I do feel like we've earned the answer at this point in time. I am excited to see how Sol responds, because this is not the little girl that Sol has known and has raised. He was a bit colder, you know? I do think we're going to see some cool force usage, mental blocks that she has in place that prevent her from using her powers. And I think, you know, once she examines her mind, there's some type of blockage there. There's some type of scarring or suppressed memory that is preventing her access, and that's what she's going to get over tomorrow. And then she's going to feel powerful. She's going to feel that it is her force, and so we are going to see her start to align herself with Chimera.
Yeah, and almost on the opposite end, the electric part of this episode was actually being endeared to Mae. The way she was handling those antics with Basil and Pip, she was just really adorable. And so I kind of feel like they were successful in a way of saying, hey, she's going to be a little bit softer. She's going to learn the truth. And she's going to stop being this hard ass character that's going to get softer and softer and more endearing. And so we're going to sprinkle in these moments so that, you know, start to humanize her instead of like seeing her as the Jedi killer. But then, like, going back to what you were saying is like, we deserve an answer. I think we have been. And one of the interesting things about the Rashomon storytelling is they're going to give us that answer, but there's still 2 more answers left unanswered, right? So this Brendock mystery, we have Osha's seemingly. Sol's gonna tell his answer to Mae. What about Chimir's? And then to kind of call back to Leslie's sort of reveal, the second Sith, do they have a POV?
Question: because of the scar in his back, does it seem like he might have been Vernestra's Padawan?
As soon as you said that, I was like, yep. But at the same time, I don't see her doing that.
I don't see her doing that maliciously, but I'm curious what, if any, circumstance there would be where that could happen.
Saw the danger in his mind or something to the effect. But I don't think Vern herself, like, Vern doesn't whip Padawans. Like, I think literally Qimir wanted to wield his power, saw her whip for the first time, just like the kids on Wevo saw it. Ooh, this is cool. Just like hits himself in the back.
When a problem comes along, you must whip it. I love that the discussions around the ACOLYTE have just gotten better each and every week. So I'm appreciative of that.
Just keep watching, you know, have patience. Every single question that I'm asked or you guys have asked, I have had myself, but I keep them to myself because I know they may be answered in the next episode. This is just stuff that is, you know, par for the course with TV shows. And I think we are also kind of reserving our entire overall like judgment of the show for the entire thing to be out, even though we are still enjoying these moments week to week. And recognizing when things are cringe and things are just not landing. At the end of the day, when I'm watching a show and there's moments that make me smile and laugh, I'm enjoying the show. So
and again, there's nothing wrong with you if you don't like the show, if you haven't been enjoying it, if you aren't interested in the characters or or what's going on. And if that's the case, don't watch it. It's just, yeah, I think that wraps things up here. So that is it. On to the next one.
Like and subscribe for Light in the Life.
We are all the power of two.
May the Force be with you. Oh, snap.